We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, sitting sideways here, fighting to stay above 402. Continue to bring itself back up and rejecting at the resistance near 403. Now within today's volatility, even though it was sideways action, our SPY bot presented an opportunity, and our SPY bot sent out a bull indicator at 9:55 a.m. And from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint with full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 70% plus within minutes to an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge over the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts within the volatility and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, full extension here, as I've stated in previous videos, in a rip area for 2 days consecutively. And this is the first day that we see a red bar pop up. And we're going to break down what's going on here in the charts today in the inflow versus outflow. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunities that were mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on within the volatility, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run of the day was from EUDA. We caught this one after the bell, pulling downwards, sitting sideways, and we were looking for inflows to pick up. The inflows picked up. Full strength there on 42 vision, got a bull indicator, and hit a highest point of 18% plus within minutes to an hour, guys. If you guys want to know about these stocks early on, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index. After a short trading day and being Friday, not much went on, and it's going to be very important and pivotal going into next week if this run can hold, right? From way down here at 395 to up towards 403. This continues to be a rejection point based off the history of the chart, right? It's had trouble getting over 403 way back here on November 15th, and it's having trouble again. And when you zoom out here, you could see that's a big area of where things started to fall from way up here at 415, 414, and it never found support there. So you could see also before, when it was in a downward trend and it was trying to bring itself back up, that 401, 403 area is a huge resistance level to try to allow the overall market going higher. Now here we are in a sideways action, and we're going to break down what's going on here within the volatility. If it's your first time coming across the channel, we've done a complete transition from white with red borders all the way up to bright green, and the last time that happened was way back here on November 9th. And this is how we see the dips from the rips, and the rips to the dips, and the bull and bear indicators in the inflow versus outflow is there for an extra layer of confirmation, which you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY under a bull indicator here since way down here at 395. The inflows crossed over the day before here at around 394. You could see it right there, and they've been above all this time. But as the stock continues to fight going higher and starts getting very volatile here, you could see that big pullback. And today, not much action. Outflows have been dominating again, but they have not crossed the midpoint. Look how close we are to the midpoint. We are very close here. If that crosses below, this red bar isn't just going to be a red bar. It's going to be followed by a possible bear indicator and further weakness into the chart to test key support levels. That's what I'm going to be watching very carefully going into Monday and the rest of next week. because we're at a very, very critical level of resistance of 403, and also the inflows here versus outflows being very close to the midpoint, and outflows have been in a hidden divergence here, dominating over the chart, stopping the S&P 500 and the SPY from going much higher, having volatility the day before here on November 23rd, and then today having sideways action because there was no inflows to dominate over the outflows that are getting closer to the midpoint. But why didn't it collapse and just fall? Because the outflows have not crossed over yet. Once they dominate over the chart, it's going to start reflecting pretty quickly, right? And on the 15-minute, you could see here how it fights to bring itself back up. That's what holds it up sideways, but outflows are dominating again. It's below the midpoint, and it's going to be critical to watch this as we're under a bear indicator here as well at 402. And on the 1 hour chart, I broke this down in my previous video. The outflows had began. There's a hidden divergence as it's still trying to push up higher. And today, the outflows continued, and even though it hasn't crossed over, it's getting closer to the midpoint, and the stock stayed sideways, right? The S&P 500 and the SPY, and that's why it hasn't collapsed either, because these outflows have not crossed, and that's something I'm going to be watching very closely going into Monday and the rest of next week. Now, let's go ahead and look at the 30-minute here very closely. So the first thing is this needs to switch from red to green and pull away from the midpoint to the upside to stop this from going any lower. If not, it's going to probably retest here 401.50, and below that is 401, and below 401 is 400 as support. And then we have all the way back down here to 397 as we've talked about in previous videos, and then also below that is 395. But if these outflows do not cross to the upside, 403 is a critical resistance that I will be watching if it could get crossed. And above 403 is 405, and then comes 4010, or excuse me, 410, not 4010. Now, when you look at the 15-minute here, you can actually see here how this is going to be critical because these outflows are dominating. So if it starts pulling itself up towards 403, we want to see it break above that, cancel this bear indicator, get another bull indicator in the process, and get these inflows back up with strength. And then that can roll over, hopefully, right, into the 30-minute. We'll be watching that. And then the 1 hour, it's going to be critical for it to hold itself up here and switch from red to green. But based off 42 vision and this dip area to this rip area, things are overextending and there could be a quick drop. Now, how quick and hard that drop is, we do not know. And then support levels will be critical to see if the drop is just the setup before the next bull run, as I like to call it, right? Just a healthy pullback setting up for the next bull run, or a very weak drop due to the fact that these outflows have pulled away significantly to the downside from this midpoint, because the 1 hour is the bigger picture. And you could see when these inflows pick up with significance, how much of an impact it has over the charts. And when these outflows drop down with significance and stay below, how much it could pull it down and how quickly it could happen, right? When these outflows crossed back here on October 31st, it went from 388 down to 370, and then also here from 382 to 374. And when inflows picked back up, it went from 375 all the way up to 396 in a single day. And since these inflows picked back up in the last 3 days, you could see here, right back here on November 22nd, it's gone from 395 to 402, 403, and the outflows here have been dominating as we've switched from green to red. It just has not crossed the midpoint just yet. So if the 15-minute continues below and the 30-minute crosses, I'm going to be watching those key support levels and how it impacts the 1 hour. And to the upside, if these inflows could pick back up, and this is just the setup before the next bull run, and it finds support above 400 or 397, and these inflows pick back up and pull away to the upside, 403, 405, and 410 will be critical, guys. I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.